it's a little bit nicer. But yeah, again, this is 2v2. We have to go back to the old version.
A player's forces are under attack.
But that's okay. Alright, what's happening here? We have Team MTW, HawK and Cash spawning in the top, Blade Master coming in for the harass right away. Oh, he's not even looking for the steal, instead he's trying to pressure the AM immediately. Gets one of the trolls regardless, and one peasant as well. The Grunt is here to harass. It says Happy and I. Correct. Because Imperius is too long. And I is a little bit misleading though, I guess. So, our first game here of this best of 7. What is the plan? Neither of these race combos are too common. I guess human and orc, we saw that quite a bit in the past. But especially undead and human. Not really well represented. And earlier I said we have all races in this 2v2, which is nonsense, of course. Don't have Foggy here. Or any other night elf. HawK on the lane, where Happy is as well. The stronger opponent, possibly. Happy grabbed the ward here right away. So, went for this as his first creep camp. This is the only experience he got so far from the Ogre Magi. He's gonna have consistent vision from there. And got the Talisman, which is alright. But not much more. Blade Master here coming in for the harass, only level 1. Cash decided not to creep himself. And what's Imperius doing? Oh, he's hunting the peasants here himself. He already lost a few earlier at the hands of his orc opponent. And now he gets at least 3 here. Nice pickoffs. Really good inventory to do this with as well. With the claws and the mantle. And now getting even more kills. This is going to be pretty painful later on tier 2 for HawK. He has an ally though. Maybe Cash is going to be able to help him out with those lumber funds a little bit.
A player's forces are under attack.
So glad there is no Night Elf. Yeah, we've been seeing quite a few Night Elves recently, so maybe alright to not have them represented today. In the middle of the map here. The two MTW boys chasing Imperius away. The poor man has to run, but that's space for Happy to creep up now. That is his level 2. And a bit, actually. Close to level 2.5. Tier 2 should be finishing soon. There we go. Is it Shadowhunter time? Can he creep him to level 3, or could perhaps be a different hero? No, it is Shadow. Auras, of course, in 2v2. Very valuable, but healing Shadow... He's such a good hero. Why not get him? MTW get the second ward here, so it's a 1-1 split between the wards. Level 3. Wow. Really early on HawK. Wow. That was very quick indeed. By far the fastest. AM though, not too far behind. Neither is the DK. And Happy with a fairly late tech here, I think. Of course, opening with the Fiends should have the slowest tech, but actually it's Imperius with just as slow of a tech. That's surprising. Creeping the turtles now. Are Imperius and Happy. But not quite able to finish them. With MTW coming in, Cash and HawK want to get the big gargantuan. The consumables here such a big deal, especially the Scroll of the Beast. Can be a game changer. Dust against the blade, but that doesn't really do much. He found the Pendant of Energy, by the way. Nice for the Shadowhunter second, who's coming in now with the Hex, pressuring the AM. The coil onto the Grunt, who was blocking in front. Next block coming in. This could be the kill. This is gonna be the kill. There needed to be a TP there, but he didn't pop it. And now Happy in trouble as well. He's probably gonna have to TP out of this if he wants to keep his army alive. But Happy staying in. Not losing anything so far. But there's more hexes, 1 at least, level 3 for the DK, he's got the better coil now. Do they want to go for the next hero kill? They don't, last hex still available, and there it is. Onto the Fiend, that one should be a goner. Coil comes in, but don't know that that's enough to save the life of the Fiend. Oh, it is? HawK wants that kill. Clarity on the DK, and wow, he actually does keep it alive. Mana potion as well for the Death Knight, very expensive. to keep his units alive here, but alive he does keep them. And gets a few exit kills. Happy knowing how far he can push his race, especially with the help of Imperius coming in there. Not TPing away, but staying in, finding kills. And yes, that was a successful kill for the MTW boys onto the AM. But it was also time that the second heroes were not creeping. SH got a little bit of experience from the kill, but not as efficient as creeping may have been. Ooh. One hit away from dying right there. Turtle, vicious here in the mid game. It's going to be falling. Greater invul for the MK. That's a nice one, but scroll the beast. Is someone going to get it? Invul here as well for the Blade Master. Good for him, of course, also. What a sad Blade Master inventory, dude. Invul and nothing else. No circlet, no claws. Not that much damage. I call it Imp now. It's a little less confusing than I. Crystal Ball will be sold later. Ready Scout. At the red camp. Which is exactly where Cash is. Wants to get the big aura here. What's it gonna be? Hood of Cunning only. Item drops so far not too amazing. As the MK for HawK. Fairly tanky here. With his drops. And now hoping Greater Mana or Scroll the Beast. Those are the big ones. Wand of Mana stealing. Okay. This will be the third turtle for MTW. If they can take it. But Happy may want to contest against this. Imperius not quite in position here to do anything about it. And Happy seems to be letting this go. DK in the main gets the orb, gets a whole bunch of items in fact. Crypt Lord third for the big impales against the big armies. And here we may see the first big clash of this game, but can HawK really afford to do this? Because the Orc Cash is very far away, but he gets the first Fiend, and that may be all that he can hope for. Has to retreat, especially with Imperius coming in. The tier 3 of the Undead now unleashed. Orb online, Nova's coming in. Oh my god, that Nova! Into 5 targets, everything slowed down. The next coil is going to produce a kill onto the Sorceress. There it is. Next Nova coming in. Oh my goodness. Gets another Priest as well. Maybe forced into a TP here. Next there's a slow coming in. We have the Impale to buy some space. But now Cash is coming in with the rest of the army. Has to retreat. One Raider is gonna make it out alive just barely. As the SH did find level 3. Imperius now eager to fight. But against 2 armies that is not a wise call. Happy is coming from the main, but it's going to take a little bit until the Undead does arrive. Clap's coming in. It was level 2 Clap. Fairly effective, but now MK out of mana. We have mass Spellbreakers for the human, whereas the Undead with the Fiend is providing the damage. The fight is split across 2 screens right now. Impale, alright, but not the most amazing, I'd say. And the Crypt Lord now almost out of mana himself. Over here, seems like Imperius is forcing his way back into the middle of the fight. As statues start to fall, one still in the back for Happy to heal. No more mana for Nova at all, but the DK is still very juicy. Oh my god, massive Impale right there. This Coda would be one of the biggest kills if they can find it, and find it they will. Aura gone. The Breakers are back, or the Breaker rather, is back. Militia coming in from the main, trying to help out as much as they can. Almost all the Breakers have fallen, but Happy has been pretty much untouched this entire engagement. Lost 1 statue and nothing else. Level 4 now suddenly for his DK. Running away with experience, going for the aura as well. Not for the Death Pact. Invul popped on the Blade Master. Was that a misclick perhaps? I'm not sure. Didn't seem like he was in danger unless I missed it earlier. And they're fighting here in the water next to the Merchant. Whoever takes this win is in a great position. The win of this battle, and the Blade Master dropping really low. Windwalk just barely saving him. There's a ward here though. Oh no! He didn't realize that the ward was still revealing him. Could have perhaps run out of range. Blade Master dead. Trying to force the TP now on the Archmage, and force it they will. The SH also in a horrible position. What's he doing there? Dies to the focus. The Lich will not be following into the grave. There are more coils to be used by the DK. Still 2 more in fact. Crypt Lord. Another Impale is ready right now. In a second. Right now. The Breakers, of course, will be continuously burning. Quite a few Fiends now are finally starting to fall. But that was the big Impale. Not too much follow-up damage, though, to be honest. Level 2 for him. Makes him quite a bit more tanky. Heroes still have to be careful, especially this Mountain King for HawK. Going for the DK now, but what's he hoping to accomplish with that one? Nothing really! Coil Nova. Wasn't expecting that one, it seems. And the MK falls. And now Happy and Imperius, man. This is turning into a bloodbath. Chasing their opponents. So many grunts have fallen. Oh, 20 HP grunt. Run, little buddy. Alright, Breaker's gonna chase him. This is the most exciting thing. Alright, I thought that was gonna take longer. Another grunt falls. Let's take a quick look at the supply here. Cashed at 33, losing both of his heroes. Ouch. HawK, how's he looking? He's looking better. 50 supply for him. Imperius lost a few units there as well, but he's back up at 50. He's got mass breakers. A few priests thrown into the mix, and of course Happy, he's the guy with all the damage. The fiends and the heroes. Putting in the deeps. And now coming in for the creepjack. Could this be the GG already? There's a Nova. There's an Impale. Oh my god, that Impale. Nova? Didn't follow up with that Nova here. Holding on to the mana. Going for the grunts instead. Seems like a bit of a worse choice, but still, they have numbers overwhelming here. The Orc really can't do anything. Blade Master's finally back with only one Hood of Cunning in his inventory. Slow coming in now as well. Did he just Stormbolt the Murloc? I think he did. In celebratory fashion, I guess. And this Militia Call, the towers coming up, seem to be sealing the end of this first map. Cash and Imperius, Cash and Happy with such a big advantage now. Inside Cash's base, I don't know that there's much left to do. Couple of free pickoffs here. Get a priest, get a fiend. That's a good start. HawK has to call the militia, right? How many can he call? Not too many at all. Only 2 on lumber. They have to wait for the Shadow Hunter, and even then, it's gonna be tough. Such a big death ball at this point. Oh my god, that Impale. Ooh, again, not really any follow-up damage, but it looks nice. Blade Master in trouble. He doesn't have mana anymore to get out of this. He is dead again. And that's it. GG. At least they want to get this return kill onto the Mountain King. He's pretty tanky, though, with the Frost Armor. And he actually gets out. No way! He wants that kill. Mana Potion secures it. And I think that's it. HawK now has had enough as well. GG. And the 1-0 for Happy and Imperius. So, predictable army composition, I guess. Undead has to go Fiends pretty much. It's the best units that they can go for with triple hero and statues. And then the human Imperius goes for the blockers, whereas for HawK and Cash, casters for HawK and Cash with a normal grunt kind of game. Pretty straightforward. We really had only one big fight in that entire game. I always feel like Blade Master feels so underwhelming in these 2v2s. He doesn't have an aura. He doesn't have an AoE nuke. He doesn't have a stun or whatever. He's just got a bit of right click. And if you have like a 50 supply army against a 50 supply army, the damage of the Blade Master does make a big difference, you know? Percentage wise, it's pretty high. But in 2v2, I always feel like Blade Master is pretty underwhelming. But what other hero could you go for? TC first, we sometimes see, but only really in combination with Night Elf. Massing. Farseer isn't really that good anyways. In super big army situations. I guess the point I'm trying to get to here is maybe playing Orc, playing the not so amazing super late game army, you should be more aggressive, try to finish the game earlier. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea about about 2v2, so We'll see. Phantom Grove, okay. I don't think I've ever casted a game on Phantom Grove, so this is pretty cool. Or did I? Did we? Not that I can remember. Alright. We're not wasting any time here, heading into game number 2 quickly. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong one. That one doesn't work. There we go. Why does it say that here? I'm stupid. Phantom Grove. Back in the day when I used to play a range team and random team, I played here sometimes. I have not played 2v2 in so long. It's kind of a cool map. There's an infernal here somewhere. I think here. At the Merc camps. So here and there. Expansion here is easy to creep and set up if you want to, but also in the middle of the map pretty much, so hard to defend, easily assailable, kind of. Wait, was this map changed? This looks different than I remember. Like it used to be, you go out here, outside your main, and you know, there's the skeleton dudes over here. And the naturals here, that's normal. But there used to be a path over here as well, but now the path is no longer there because there's a lake here now. Has this map been changed, guys? Do you know? This is definitely not the version that I played on ladder a couple of years ago. Yeah. It's also a different tile set, right? I thought the same. It was green in the past. Now it's brown. Alright. HawK seems to be looking for an expansion here, but not at this very position, but rather in the corner between the two bases.
A player's force
Yeah, with this new lake here in the way, shouldn't this be pretty easily defendable, actually? I'm taking this one anyways. And this used to be a really hard creep camp. This is super easy now. Wow, it's like ridiculously easy. It used to have a high priest and a forest troll warlord. Now it's like only a little joke camp. Doesn't even give level 2. Imperius, is he expanding as well? No. Attacking instead.
Forces are under attack.
Whereas Happy... This camp's the same. With a burning archer skeletons. Periapt is alright. Not too amazing though. Oh, Blade Master's coming in. He's pressuring the AM. He's got the scroll of speed, and this is going to be a TP. Or maybe he doesn't even want to sacrifice it. He does sacrifice it. Summons the water elemental before. I kind of like that. To at least have something. Very aggressive play by the Blade Master. Once again, no creeping at all. Going on the offensive immediately. And now in the base of Imperius, there's a bit of trouble. I think Happy's going to have to come on over here to defend, but there's a lot of militia at the same time. Happy, is he interested in defending? Looks like yes. He took a lot of damage on the creep camp on the DK. So will be a little bit harder for him to stay in the fray in the midst of things. Oh, could have been a surround right there onto the grunt perhaps. Wow, so many militia called, Jesus. Two fiends here from Happy's side to A, but this is mostly a distraction, of course, for this expansion, which now is running. Tier 2 over here, Tier 2 over here. Imperius this time with a fairly fast tech. Cash gonna lose a grunt here, and
Players'
that
forces
hurts.
are under attack.
As he's now... he's got 2 more, I guess, at least. HawK not level 2 yet. AM is back. He is level 2. Hopefully Blake can come in here for the last hit seal. I think it's working out. Look at the timing. Oh, no! So close. He actually gets the item. Grunts almost find us around right there. AM once again in a bit of trouble. Does Happy have time to go for a super powerful tier 3 army with a triple hero again? Or do they have to act sooner? Because this expo right here seems like a win
Players'
condition
forces are under attack.
for MTW. Mass casters, once again, we're going to be going into breakers, as it seems. And Happy is going to be getting aggressive here himself. No blacksmith for you, says the undead. But there's no way into the main, it is walled off. Tower's going to fall though, that's annoying. Skeletons are going to be pesky now to deal with.
Town forces are under attack.
I'm going to be able to make more skeletons here with the corpses coming in. But in the main, also for Imperius, he's in a lot of trouble as it seems. Militia are doing their best, no mining here at all. So basically 3 gold mines versus 1 at the moment of income. That's what he's blocking the way. He's such a brave young man. But he is gonna fall. That opens up the escape path. And only 1 grunt is gonna die here. Oh man, Imperius is taking a beating. Going for the blade, but there's plenty of mana for Windwalk. That's not gonna work. And Happy's just leaves him to his own devices. Level 3 AM. Okay, that's gonna help quite a bit, but oh my god, Imperius has like... Look at these peasants. Happy, I think you're supposed to come help your buddy here. Oh, and the Sanctums, they're delayed by so much, man. It's not even funny. And this blade is having a great game this time around. Last game didn't seem too impactful, but this time, oh my goodness. Happy's into the main, though. We have both human mains kind of in government strike mode. Shut down. Same as in America. There's nothing happening. AM's gonna have to TP out of this. Doesn't have the, he does have the gold, okay. For the heal pot. But he's going to the undead main. And they're just gonna give up Imperius' base. Do they not realize that there's an expansion here? Alright. It's looking pretty grim for Imperius and Happy right now. Seems like MTW is gonna be making this a 1-1. Unless something very weird happens. Tier 3 for Happy is pretty late, but it's on its way.
Forces are under attack.
MTW are gonna give up. Did they have to give up the main? Are there TPs? There are. There's a TP on HawK's side, but he by himself can't really. Can he defend this? 5 footies against 5 fiends. Ah, no, the Orc's coming in now. Oh, Happy. He's trying to go for the kill. Can he really do it? Hex coming in, focus fire onto the Lich now. Coil and TP has to be the play. Didn't TP before. That was a bit of a mistake. Could have saved the Lich. But was afraid of another Hex, I guess. Ah, yeah, okay. With the Hex and Stormbolt here, that's a lot of lockdown between the 2 heroes. So I guess right call to not use the Coil, actually. And TP first. Oh, they almost saved this as well. Almost.
A player's forces are under attack.
Lich was only level 1, is going to be coming back very soon. HawK's got another base, there we go. He's already got the Sanctums up, so important. Was able to produce those before the tier 2 building was destroyed. The keep was destroyed. Late Master knows what's going on. Imperius has 7 supply. Okay, let's look where his 7 supply is. So here's the AM. There's 1 peasant. There's another one somewhere. 1 more. There he is.
A player's forces are under attack.
So effectively Happy is playing 2 versus 1. With a Catgut's Pipe of Insight, kind of. Alright, in we go. We're meeting in the middle of the map. A lot of units here are pretty low for MTW and the SH. Oh, almost dies right away, but the Scroll of Healing clutch coming in right there. Saves the second hero. That was important. And now it's just so much stuff. It's only footies and grunts, but it's a lot of them. Dark Ranger third. Fiends dying one by one. This is looking like what we had to expect after that attack. GG. And that was very straightforward. They never did anything about the expansion. Hard to do anything about it, I guess. It's completely on the other side of the map. It's between the two bases of your opponent. Maybe they should have counter-expanded. But Imperius never really ever has been an expansion player. Alright, makes us a 1-1. So we have 5 maps left in the map pool. Avalanche, Knollwood, Centaur Grove, Twisted Meadows. What's the last one? Tidewater Glades. Oh, wow. That is also a special map. Oh, yeah, I remember casting some Chinese 2v2s with Neo on this map. I think it's actually a pretty cool map. Tidewater Glades. Way back when, in 1 or 2 tournaments, they actually had this in the 1v1 map pool as well, which was hilarious. But I think for 2v2, it's a pretty good one. Seems like you guys aren't the biggest fans of the new Phantom Grove. I don't know. It doesn't seem too different from the old one. Creeps are easier, and the natural is easier to defend, but other than that. Now we're going back to one that hasn't been changed, that we have known for years and years. Nowadays, though, we see very rarely only anymore in competition. It's Twisted Meadows, the map that was almost entirely vetoed throughout all of Next. Only saw it once today. Well, Lin played really well, taking out Moon there. With a Farseer Shaman push strat. That was something. Tirisfal and Terranos Stand unplayable. What are you talking about? I think Terranos Stand in the past was way too imbalanced. I think nowadays it's pretty good. You have a good keeper counter there with an easy Mercamp. It's an easy fast expo map if you want to do it. I think Terranos is good nowadays. It seems like we're having a rehost here. Yeah, the 2v2 scene, I have to admit, I'm absolutely out of touch. I got no idea what's going on there. Bridge Too Near, I remember some games there. That was a fun map. Where you can just make a lumber mill and a farm instead of in front of one of the bridges, and then opponent can't get through basically for a solid minute. Yeah, when the new ladder map pool was out, I was like, damn, Let's see what they did with these. Maybe some of the old ones, you know, are good maps to play on now. And I played, that was before the current map pool. And I played some game on Two Rivers. Jesus Christ, Two Rivers. It's like probably the worst map we ever had in 1v1 map pool. It's worse than Bright and Dark, dude. Two Rivers was absolutely horrible. And, well, Plunder Isles and stuff. We still have Plunder Isle in the ladder map pool. But, yeah. Also not the great. I think the competitive map pool that we're at right now is really good. I think that's the best we've ever had, maybe. Concealed Hill, the more we see it, may be a little bit imbalanced in some matchups. But still too early to tell, I think. Alright. Map is up and ready now. We have Twisted Meadows for map number 3. Yeah, we feel more at home here, don't we? This feels very familiar. Twisted Meadows 2v2 special is the human creeping the gold mine in between the two bases right away and then expanding and then producing tons of stuff later on. But as I said, Imperius is really not an expansion player. He practices a lot, he plays a lot on ladder. And I think out of all of his games, maybe 0.2% are expansion games, so. He's like the only human in the world who really doesn't like to expand. That I know. Are you guys human players that are not fond of expanding either? It's kind of the identity of the race. Used to be. Nowadays against Night Elf, it's really hard. Against Orc, it's pretty much always been impossible. Against Undead also, nowadays it's pretty hard. Yeah, human was changed obviously with a new patch. So was everybody, I guess. The race though that still plays pretty much exactly the same as Undead. Despite plenty of changes. It's not exactly true, to be fair. We do see some Dreadlords every now and then. We do see some interesting ghoul timings from innovative players such as Lucifer. But for the most part, it's still Fiends. DK Lich, Dark Ranger. Drizzly Bear just subscribed. Thank you very much. Welcome. So, the consumables here to be grabbed up. Scroll the Beast, still the dream, but it is a greater interval one more time. With this Fiend opening, couldn't you be more aggressive towards him? But I guess the aggressive races would be Orc and Night Elf. HawK here doesn't really want to be aggressive on level 1. Level 1 AM feels really bad, man.
A player's forces are under attack.
It's very understandable, I guess, that he's deciding to creep instead. Interesting creep route by Imperius, going to the green camp first, so his progress pretty stunted here, but should be a fast tech for that reason, right? Oh, what? It's not even that fast. Or tech is faster? No, no, wait. Okay, it's a pretty fast tech.
Is under siege.
Happy now with his Fiends coming out. Goal oftentimes, it seems like in 2v2 should be to keep the Undead from creeping too much. Undead pretty much always the carry in the late game in 2v2. If the heroes are out of control, with that 50-60 supply army, Orb of Corruption, triple hero, and the ally to tank for you. With a potent Undead, sometimes that race just seems to be running away with the late game. So we see a couple of skirmishes here in the middle. AM for HawK, the only one on level 2. With quite a significant force here already. 2 grunts, 2 mercenaries.
A player's forces are under attack.
Cash again, no creeping at all. Aggressive on level 1 right away, which I think is the right call. Don't want to give that DK too easy of a time. Oh, 1 grunt here seems to be falling. If the coil is committed, the grunt is dead. Coil is committed, grunt is dead. DK now out of mana almost, but Fiend seems to be fine. Should be making it away safely. So a little bit of experience being gathered for the DK and the AM for Imperius, whose level 2 is going to be very important. Oh, the last coil here used aggressively again, so that means absolutely no healing for these fiends, but the scroll of speed has already been used. Couldn't the blade just chase down this kill? Wouldn't 2 windwalks have killed this fiend? Well, it's too late now. Only got 1 more for the time being. Is there anything surprising happening anywhere? Rifles!
Are under attack.
Taking a page out of Imperius' book, when in fact Imperius is not playing rifles. He's playing Double Sanctum Breakers again. How the tables have turned. Oh, important last hit there by the blade. Keeping the DK on level 2. That makes all the difference. Would love to get these grunts in front to block those fiends and get a kill. And I think it's might be able to get one. Oh, nice movement by Cash. Oh, barely misses the surround. That was so close. Ooh. Would have only been 1 fiend, of course, in the grand scheme of things, but still, would have been nice. Would have been almost level 2 as well. Can get level 2 with the Overseer here if he has the time, which he seems to have. Happy's going to give this one up.
Player's forces are under attack.
Instead, he's going to be going towards the gold mine, perhaps, or the merchant. Continuing to creep there, and MTW keep on pressuring Happy. As HawK is showing up as well. What? Where'd he get level 3 suddenly? Once again, HawK so fast with that level 3. Stealing the merchant away from their opponents. Hoping for the aura. One of the auras.
A player's forces are under attack.
Did he just lose 2 footies to creep? Lost 1. Couldn't have healed that up anyway, so I guess it's fine. DK now finally level 2. Gets the ring. And Imperius finally level 2 himself with the MK coming out. Oh, mass creeping here from HawK. Making use of these mercs and the rifleman, the additional damage here that he has. Almost level 4 already, my goodness. Rune Bracers, not too bad. We saw heroes popping to the nuke pretty quickly last game. And Happy's forced into a TP here as Cash shows up. Didn't have the Lich yet, was pretty much out of mana. But TP gone is always dangerous. Stormbolt Hex focus now could kill the DK, and shortly after following the entire undead army. Oh, Paladin second. Wants to have even more against the nuke. Is of course going to limit his own hero kill potential now significantly. Don't know how I feel about that guy. The aura is really good in 2v2. Has been buffed in the latest patches, is now +2 armor on level 1. Thank you very much, Furu Katsuragi, 10-month resub. He says, shout out to Exhibit, who taught Remo. Me and a lot of German kids more English than any school system. Hell yeah. Mentioned that a few times, I think, already on our cast. Seriously, I learned most of my English from Exhibit. From Pimp My Ride. Exhibit had the most amazing laugh ever, by the way. Kind of like Goofy. Disley Bear donating 5 euros here, he says. Woo! Thanks for casting 2v2. My pleasure, man. Blade Master was able to steal the last hit here. That's important. That kept the MK on level 2 only. This Blade was aggressive on level 1. And somehow he still found a quick level 3. Really impressive movement here by Cash. And effectiveness of the Blade. Wow. Late game expansion here by HawK on tier 2. That's not too usual, right? I think. And there it is. HawK with a devotion aura on the paladin.
Forces are under attack.
He might even go for level 2 aura when he hits level 3. Probably not though. Level 2 Holy Light is pretty damn good. HawK is streaming quite a bit recently as well. Twitch.tv/LookHawk, I think it is. And there he's been playing tons of rifles and paladin. Looking pretty good. In his latter games, that is. Experimenting with that new style. I wonder if it's going to find its way into pro play. Happy on the island already. No longer 3 drakes, but nowadays a granite golem here instead. Which is a lot easier to creep. Potion of Restoration. Ooh, that's a good one. Especially for the MK, I think. Speaking of MK, he's over here and is taking a fight that he can't win, so he has to leave with a TP. Kodo with a breaker in the stomach already. But that was a distraction play for this expansion. Imperius is expanding. 2019, the year for this to finally happen. Is this expo too far away from the gold mine, or is it just looking that way? It looks a little far away, right? Creeping continues. Oh, Scourge Bone Chimes, hell yeah! Found here earlier, and now the Devotion Aura as well from the Lionhorn. Of course, the Paladins is better. Where's the Paladin? Here he is. And yeah, it's level 1 Devotion Aura, level 2 on the Holy Light. Attacking Imperius into his main now. The human Imperius has to retreat, has to defend, and defend he will. So it's rifles for HawK, breakers for Imperius. And Cash is gonna provide the front line here to tank. Never know how I feel about Raiders as well in 2v2. And that, of course, meaning... I feel like that's somewhat underwhelming sometimes. Potion of Restoration is still on the DK. Clap coming in. Oh, that Impale! Oh my goodness! Sends all of the Orc front line into the air. Colnova onto the Grunt here. Scroll of Healing coming in from Team MTW. Water Elemental in both sides. Oh my god! These Impales. That is why the Crypt Lord is my favorite hero in the game. Impale. One of the most satisfying spells in the game. But this time MTW is forcing their opponents back. Happy still has a fairly big standing army, but Imperius is losing breaker after breaker here. Only has 2 left. Priest for him to fall as well. The Crypt Lord, a great tank in the front line. And now going for the AM. The Hex comes in. He doesn't have anything to survive with, and the AM is dead. And Imperius seems to be in a lot of trouble again. Holy Light heal wave. So much healing for this Blade Master. He's not going to die to the nuke again. Not this time. Say Cash and HawK as they are stomping through this battle. And now on the chase, suddenly these Raiders certainly are very nice. With the ensnares, they're going to be able to find more and more pickoffs. Still 2 Raiders alive here. Lich next on the chopping block, and now the offensive Holy Light almost finishes him off. Has to TP away. Over to the shop. Can they hold? Call to arms once again. But this is a goddamn scary army that MTW have here. DK out of mana for now. The restoration potion has already been used. And the damage just doesn't seem to be there. Lich wasn't even level 3 to start with this fight. Crypt Lord was only level 1. Seems like Happy didn't have enough time to spiral out of control. That Impale was alright. But he needs more than alright. They need more than alright to have any more chances here. Crypt Lord falls. Level 5 on the AM. Jesus Christ. With the water torrents now coming in. Wait, does he have aura? He does have aura level 3. And that's it. GG. And the 2-1 for HawK and Cash. Taking the lead. Seriously, man, the new aura, the new devotion aura from the Paladin, I think is really good. Like, 1 skill point for 2 armor and on everything. Even in 1v1, that's really good. And in 2v2, it's twice as good. So sick. Yeah, and you guys are pointing it out in chat. Imperius is certainly the weakest of these 4 players. Don't know that it has shown too much so far. But Happy, Cash, and HawK, they're all gods of European Warcraft. And Imperius is by no means bad, but not necessarily on exactly the same level. So map number 4, what are we going to have? I'd really like to see Nullwood again. I kind of miss that map. In 2v2, of course. When we had it in 1v1, that was atrocious. Back in ESL Pro Series, EPS days. Nullwood in on a 1v1, man. That was something. But now we're going on to Tidewater Glades next. Was that map changed? I don't know, dudes. I don't play 2v2. Alright. Gonna have a remake here. Human healing and mana regen shore up all of Orc's weaknesses. That's a good point, actually. That's a really good point. That sustain helps the Orc army a lot. The priests, the aura from the AM. When it comes to super late game, though, like 140 versus 140 supply, I always feel like Human Orc doesn't have the punch that some other armies have. So maybe for that reason, trying to play more aggressively, trying to find the decision around 50 to 60 supply. I like that. From the MTW boys. Torrens! What about Torrens? Yeah, no. Probably not. Torrens aren't really good, I'm afraid. They're really cool. I'm just not that good. If Torrents had an ability like Cannibalize, where over time they heal, you guys think that would help them? I think even that wouldn't be good enough. Because yes, when you have Torrents, it is problematic to heal them up. But even when you have them in the fight, even there they seem weak, you know? I don't know. I think they needed a lot of buffs. What's in those boxes? You know, one day, I'm not going to have to say this anymore. One day, every one of you will know. But I will repeat this now for the 10 millionth time. This is contact lens stuff, you know. It's like contact lens liquids. Then. Let's see, so you put that stuff in. Yeah, I'm afraid I don't have a very exciting story about that, but that's the truth. Alright, second try. Hopefully this version works. And I think it does. our 4th map. We're getting pretty quickly here through these, man. It's like we started an hour ago. There's already map number 4, dude. Not used to this anymore. In the next tournament, there was so much downtime. But here it's like bam, bam, bam. One game after the next. So Tidewater Glades. This is one of the very exotic maps. We like never see this one. As I said earlier, we did in fact see it very rarely in some 2v2 competitions. I don't know, 2 years ago or something. Oh, it was changed as well, right? There used to be rock walls here, I think. In front of the Murloc camp, if it's still there. I think there's a green drake over here. They used... Ah, yeah, they... Wait. Alright, this is confusing. Ah, yeah, they swapped around the buildings. So there used to be a merchant here. Merchant's over here now. Is that good? I don't know. Imagine you TP home, and then you have to get an invul. You have to go all the way over here. I don't know. Cool thing about the Merc camp here is they have the Thunderhide Lizard, I think he's called. It's like a level 6 creep or something. Really cool. Got the slam ability, which is pretty much the same as Thunderclap. But I think I overhyped that guy a little bit. He's cool and all, but against Fiend Focus Fire, perhaps also dies fairly fast. Cash once again being aggressive. This is the 4th time in a row he's done this. No creeping at all. We are gonna be annoying instead. Oh, pops the Scroll of Speed even. Okay. Wants to see some last hits here. There he is. The Thunder Lizard! Bring a regen towards the AM. Gonna be helpful. Oh! Blade Master misses the last hit, misses both! That's a kind of a big blunder. Otherwise the AM would have been stuck on level 1, but not like this. DK and the Fiend's coming out, gonna be starting to creep as well. 2 peasants dead. Oh, one of them denied. Nicely done. Didn't quite deny that one. Over here, HawK is once again super fast creeping. Going for the Merc camp first himself, finding the Periat, not too bad for a bit more tankiness. Going to the Murlocs next. I hope we see a Thunder Lizard, but I really don't think so. It's so expensive and probably not worth all the investment.
Players' forces are under attack.
DK still only level 1. Kind of close to level 2 though, I guess. Let's take a look at the techs. Cash here pretty fast. Imperius. Oh, that's a late one. HawK faster than him. Dark Troll High Priest can sleep, currently. I think here Mana Stones drop and stuff, right? No, oh, never mind. Scourge Bone Chimes, which is entirely useless for the army of Happy and Imperius, unless Imperius goes for tier 3 knights, but that is very, very unlikely. Okay, for the footies right now, it's alright, but they're gonna disappear soon anyways, aren't they? Blade still only level 1. AM though level 3 again and again. HawK always so fast with his level 3 Archmage. Blade Master's here trying to steal something. Can he get it? Gets the slippers at least. That's kind of nice, I guess. And now MTW looking for some kills. The first footy will be falling. And the rest of the camp goes to HawK. More experience for him again. Getting closer to level 4, and here it is. Finally, we see the Scroll of the Beast. The first time, I think, this entire series so far. Alright, both sides here, taking some losses. The water elementals very strong at this stage in the game. Cash here maybe losing ground. Oh, nice. Sends him away. The DK wasn't quite paying attention on that moment. May have been able to get that kill otherwise. Blade healing off to the side. And HawK standing there like a turret. With the water elementals and the AM. Pushing out the deeps. Happy's finding a couple of kills. Very close now to level 3. Is he gonna invest the coil? Nope. Denied by the Blade Master there, perhaps. I didn't quite see it exactly. So many water elementals from HawK, but he's out of mana for now. Coil coming in defensively, saves the Fiend. There's another scroll of speed here. With a good block, perhaps they could find a Fiend kill, but that's pretty unlikely against the DK here, who still has 2, almost 3 coils. Blade dropping kind of low, but only level 1 coil. He's fine. Tier 2's done. Shadows out. And Bestiary once again for the Raiders. Kodo later, probably. Over here. Rifles again for HawK. Rifles and priests, as it seems. And Imperius. Double Sanctum. Mass breakers again. So we really aren't seeing too much deviation. Happy with the very fast tier 3 this time around. Slaughterhouse, so far, so standard. Double the Magi here. Still no useful aura. Of course, the flute is by far the best item that they could have found. Cash needs to catch up a little bit in experience. Blade Master's only level 1. Oh, for him, of course, the Scourge Bone Chimes aren't too bad at all. And HawK's gonna expand again. Which is like really in the middle of the map on Tirisfal Glades. No, wait. It's not Tirisfal Glades. What's it called? Tidewater Glades.
Players' forces are under attack.
Red Camp. This one drops an aura as well. It can at least. I think it's like endurance aura and stuff, right? If I remember right. No! Red Drake Egg. That's very unfortunate. Could have been a Scroll of Restoration as well.
A player's forces are under attack.
At least it's not the Furbolgs, I guess. Well, it's close to as bad. Alright, creeping continues. Shadow, not yet level 3. That would be a big deal. Once again with a double heal here. I really don't think the AM should be creeping this. And he is not gonna soak up the experience. There. Oh, Potion of Restoration. Okay. No Scroll of Restoration.
A player's forces are under attack.
MK gets to level 2. Lich with a really good inventory over here. But not going to be level 3 for him. DK soaking up too much experience over here to allow that for his second hero. So neither of the second heroes are going to get level 3. Should have perhaps prioritized this on one of them. Who would he be better for?
A player's forces are under
for the MK probably, for the level 2 clap, I'd say. So, the map is almost entirely crept. Paladin gets level 3. Shadow, where is he? There we go. Oh, really good hero levels now for HawK and Cash. 3 heroes. Only the Blade is level 2. But I think that's okay. I think that's a good distribution. The Blade, even if he's level 4, isn't gonna do that much. So I like that they neglected him somewhat. And they still have some creeps remaining, by the way. But for now they want to defend their expansion, which has been scouted this very moment with a skeleton. The Drake's still in the inventory. He hasn't sold it. It's a lot of money. Oh, he summons it. Here we go. How much is it gonna do? It's like okay damage. Not the most though. MK. He is level 3. Lich only level 2. So they did give the priority to the Mountain King. Right call, I think. Big clap coming in right away. Blade Master, oh my god, dropping so low. A lot of mana already invested into him, though. The Drake almost immediately popped once again, going for the Blade. Dude, he really doesn't like this Blade Master, but he's not dying. And he's still got that greater invul. So much healing coming in. I have to question Happy's choice of mana usage right there. There's so much healing on their opponent's side that going for a hero kill like that is, I don't believe, the right call. So many auras, so many buffs for HawK and Cash. They had the Scroll of Protection, they had the Scroll of the Beast. In fact, they have it on most of their units still. There's no Destroyers up in the air, no Dispel for Cash and Happy and Imperius, excuse me. Lightning Shield on the Crypt Lord is looking kind of cool, but it's just too much. Look at the sustain! Double Scroll of Healing, double healers in the army, so many auras, so many buffs. It's just too much stuff. And the attack is held, the Expo is safe, and that is kind of looking like the 2-0 I want to say. It's the 3-1 actually. The Crypt Lord falls, level 1 hero down, and there's like barely anything left. Ensnare's coming in next, he's bloodthirsty now, wants to get this lich as well. Can't quite find the kill immediately. Scroll of Speed, chasing with everything that they have. And the Fiend dies to the Lightning Shield. MK stuck against the trees, or whatever this is, against the terrain. Level 4 on the Paladin, Jesus Christ. And the GG. And the next win for HawK and Cash. Oh, thank you, Shiver, for the host. I hope everything's going well in the Netherlands. And your surgery went well. Alright. It's starting to look like a bit of a stomp here, isn't it? It's, last 3 games have looked pretty similar. Cash and HawK, aggressive early on. Blade Master neglected. Mass healing, tier 2. Back it up with an expansion and then hold the push and then you win. I think Imperius and Happy have to switch something up here. Their normal style just isn't working. How can they switch it up though? Centaur Grove, our next map, potentially the last one already. That would be pretty one-sided. I like that map in 2v2. I also kind of like the last map, actually. Don't know if this one was actually changed recently by Blizzard. Another map that we used to see in the 2v2 competitions over in China. Especially the Merc camp here. A very big factor, which may come into play. One more win. The only thing that Cash and HawK require. That would be kind of the first win for MTW with their new clan here in this unofficial show match. And Gestiefelte Kater just subscribed. Thank you very much. That is what Puss in Boots is called in German. Oops, colors are wrong. There we go. Red and yellow, the good old ESL TV days. Were you guys around back then? 2007, 2008, and 9. There was this league called the EPS, which stood for ESL Pro Series, where the best German players competed against each other in a league, the highest German league. They had that for Counter-Strike, Warcraft 3, and Quake Live. And I think Also FIFA. And what's that racing game called again? With T. Trackmania. I think it was like 12 teams / 12 players. It was kind of cool to have that national competition. Also, though, a bit of a problem because it took up so much of the content that was being produced. And it was oftentimes subpar match quality, honestly. When it would have probably been a better idea to invest into international projects. But back then they had like local showings, they had events every week. Every Friday they had the so-called Intel Friday night game. And they would tour to different cities in Germany. And I guess that's the deal they made back then with Intel. And it started out really small, man. Back then those IFNGs had sometimes only like 40 viewers, 50 viewers. And nowadays, look where esports is. Pretty cool how everything grew so much. And ESL, who sort of started all the way back when, not saying that they were the first, but they were some of the first, certainly. Still active nowadays, still successful from what I know, at least.
A player's forces are under
Over in Cologne, doing League of Legends and Counter-Strike tournaments. ESL1, I think nowadays, their prime product. Where Neo and I went to, actually. Last year in autumn, we went to ESL1 Hamburg, which was a pretty fun Dota tournament. To be honest, I don't remember much of what happened in the games. We were drinking quite a bit at that tournament.
player's forces are under attack.
It was a lot of fun though. We met quite a few viewers as well. Got to hang out with those. That was cool. Okay. Let's talk about this game though, shall we? What's happening? Creeping so far, no expansion attempted yet. Of course, this is a really horrible map to expand on. You can either expand here, or on the sides. Neither of which is really enticing. Once again, Happy and Imperius seem to be falling behind in the experience department. HawK, again, getting off to a pretty decent start here, already level 2. In the middle, the Blade Master is gonna continue his creep route as well. These Centaur Outrunners are mercenaries, actually, that you can hire. No, wait, what the... No, I think it's them, yeah, Centaur Outrunners. You can hire them early from the merc camps over here, and they're really fast. Same speed as Huntresses and stuff. We used to see that a lot in the Chinese competitions, but not here. And yeah, watch awards get dropped as well. Not only on Turtle Rock do we have this, but also here. This one yet to be claimed. And Cash this time around is having much faster progress on the Blade Master. In the previous games he was kind of sacrificed oftentimes in the early. But now, suddenly he's almost level 3 already. Where's HawK? Is this HawK? I think it is. Whereas the AM for HawK this time around isn't not having as easy of a time. Interesting thing here on Centaur Grove as well. You can either spawn with your teammates in this constellation, in this scenario, or it could be one here, one over here. And it's kind of similar because both bases are kind of close to each other, but at the same time, not really. Alright. DK is still only level 1, man. It's starting to become an issue. Creeps here are gone. No more experience to be grabbed up. And HawK gets the Outrunner here. That means both wards go to MTW. And that is going to get him closer to level 3 as well. Blade is almost there himself already. With a tier 2 done, Shadow coming in again. Do we have any deviation whatsoever? No. Blacksmith rifles on their way for HawK. And here again, double Sanctum. Play for the Breakers. And Happy, of course, with the Fiends. And the tier 3 and the Lich. Shadowhunter solo creeping here now. Pretty passive mid-game, as it's been basically all of these games. Not a lot of early aggression. Yes, harassment from the Blade Master, but not too much commitment. Oh, the Blade. So much mana, he can roam around and be annoying a lot right now. Would love to see some last hits here. Imperius does not have a Dust of Appearance. Oh, that's very annoying. That is so annoying. Doesn't want to give up this level 5 guy. He's already lost a lot of last hits in this series, and he will lose again! Cash not going for the Ogre Warrior. Could have gotten that one as well, but was satisfied with the one, I guess.
A player's forces are under attack.
And HawK expanding between the two bases for the two players. Quite a bit earlier than last game, where he got a bigger army on tier 2 first. Oh wow, happy immediately with a scout.
The town is under siege.
HawK again with the Paladin second. Leveling him up quickly to level 3 and beyond was very helpful in the previous games. Don't know how easy that's gonna be this time around.
Player's forces are
Only camps really remaining are up here. And those are really hard camps that are close to your opponent at the same time. Alright, so we have a bit of a split going on right now. Imperius facing off against HawK in the top and Cash versus Happy in the bottom, but no. Happy's gonna give up on this. Instead gonna yield the bigger grab down here and gonna go for the smaller scraps in the middle. Very unhappy-esque. Usually he's never one to back down from a fight. In-game. Not talking about real life. Where he may do that as well, I don't know. Maybe he's an MMA champion, like Todd, who knows. Alright, level 2 for the Paladin finally. But he wants level 3. He will easily be able to get that should he be allowed to creep these 3 camps, which, at the same time, of course, should not be allowed by Happy and Imperius. But they're busy right now dealing with this expansion. HawK saw this coming thanks to the ward, I believe, so the peasants are evacuating, and now it's going to be a split attack into the main bases. HawK assailing the human main of Imperius, whereas Cash is in the undead main. And with the raiders and the grunts, of course, that's a lot of damage. Is he getting pillaged right now? He's almost got it already. Was anticipating this move, so he's going to get a lot of resources back from this. Happy and Imperius want to take out this expo. They will be able to, but how do they TP home? Can they defend both bases at the same time? They have to. This is very expensive, obviously, for the red team of Imperius and Happy. But they do get the expo. Came at a hefty price, however. HawK is going to have to TP out of this, right? He's got a pretty small force here only left. Here comes the TP now. Lost at least 2 rifles, I think it was. But Imperius down to 37 supply only. He's got 6 peasants remaining. Has to reproduce more. Happy at 42. Wasn't as painful for him, but still not ideal. A couple of ghouls died. Slaughterhouse remains alive though, at least. The Book of the Dead Skeletons here are scouting things out. They know where the enemy team is. Alright, HawK and Cash, do they feel ahead enough to finish off this game right now? They have 1 scroll of healing. And a scroll of the beast. Woo! Over here they could get a scroll of protection as well if they want it. Is available, of course. This time around we do have a destroyer. Don't want to be stuck without the spell once again. And in we go. Scroll of the beast. Oh my god, so much damage everywhere. Yes, the destroyer can dispel, but it's only got a small AoE and he gets ensnared and dies immediately. Way too much damage. Destroyer out of the fight. And this is looking like a tough fight once again for Happy and Imperius, as the masses are just rolling over the opponent. Cash and HawK just looking too strong here once again. They may have lost the first map, but after that, an absolute stomp so far. Level 4? Level 4 blade already. Holy Christ. That was very fast. Trying to take out the raider here to not be suffering from the ensnared chase, but don't even need it to find these kills. Oh my god, they have nothing left. DK without a TP as well, by the way. Can barely get out of that surround. Silence doing something. Invul transferred. MK survives for now. Double level up here. Only now level 3 for the DK. Oh my god. That took forever. They're kiting all the way back into the undead main. There's a ramp here which might save him, but Imperius has nothing but the Archmage. Same as on Phantom Grove. Nothing to help Happy with anymore. Hex onto the Lich. Focus fire onto him, but there is not enough damage to kill him off. No, the Holy Light hits before the coil. That is the Lich dead. That is the game over. And that is the series going to HawK and Cash. GG. And with a 4-1, the MTW boys take this victory.